Pretty much immediately our first placement was, sibling set of 3. So we went from 3 kids to 6 kids overnight. Yeah, I mean, the first thing I always say is like you and your family, not like your extended family, but like your family, all have to be on the same page first off, because it's too hard to do if you're not all on the same page. And so like, for instance, I was called to adoption about 6 months before my husband. Like I came home one day and I was like, babe, we're supposed to adopt. And his immediate response was, no, we're not. And I was like, okay. And so I told God, I was like, if you really want us to adopt, I want you to talk to Dustin. I'm not going to say anything. Like, I want it to be where it's so obvious that you have told both of us that we're supposed to adopt. And so it was like 6 months later, out of the blue, my husband came home and was like, you're right, we're supposed to adopt. And so like, that was like how, and that's really, that story has actually helped us a lot in the really hard times when we both just want to like throw in the towel. We have to be like, well, we either have to say we were never actually called to this, or we have to say it's a hard calling, but God will see us through and we're going to get through it. And so neither of us we can't say like, nope, we weren't actually called to this, because we had such a, different, we both just knew it separately. And so that's my first thing, is you have to really be on the same page, because it's, even if you have a strong relationship, it's going to test you. And so you need to be on the same page. And then the other thing is, just find people that are doing it, like that have adopted or fostered, and like, just see if you can like interact with them on like a regular basis. Like, I'm really blessed that our church, we have a lot of foster families, adoptive families that have adopted out of foster care, adopted overseas. And so like, we have a support system of people that like get it, because unfortunately some of the stuff that has happened in our family, I feel like if I tell sometimes traditional parents, they're going to be like what? Like, what happened? Like, I was probably would be there if I hadn't done foster care to adoption, where you're like, what in the world is wrong with your family that happened? Like, you had the police at your house, like, you failed as a mom, like, whereas some of these other families, they've been there, like, they just get it because their kids also have come from trauma. And so there's like this different level of understanding. So I would say, like, be on the same page with your family, find your tribe. And if you don't have people near you, find them remotely if you have to, but find ones that are gonna like encourage you and be real, but also like redirect you, like, yes, this is hard, but it's worth it. And like, how can I help support you, but let's do it. And then I think it's just, if you really feel like you're supposed to do it, there's no time that's going to be perfect. Just like with traditional kids, you're never financially really ready for kids. You're never just like, hey, we have all this money laying around, let's have some kids, and like, let's waste it on some kids, So like, if that's something you and your family feel like you're called to do, there's never going to be a perfect time. Just do it. You have to let the people know coming in, it is going to be hard. Because it's kind of like with being a teacher. Like, if I were to lie and tell people that we're going to be teachers, like, oh my gosh, it's so great, like, all the students always are excited to learn, and like, everybody's happy, and you're always in agreement with the administrators no matter what, and like, yeah, all this great, then they would feel like a failure, because they'd be like, what the heck, why is it so hard for me? Like, and so if you're not honest, which I feel like sometimes just as moms in general, I feel like we have this unrealistic expectation, because we feel like when you have a baby, and it is magical and it is awesome, but it's also so hard, and you're so tired, and you like cry all the time for no reason. And I feel like if a new mom hasn't seen that from other people, she's going to feel like there's something totally wrong with her, because she's not feeling joy nonstop, with her new baby. And so if we're not real and we don't share our struggles, I mean, it makes people just feel like failures, and that's just not fair to them. So same thing with like being a foster parent, like, they need to know, like, yeah, it's going to be one of the most rewarding things you've ever done in your entire life, but it's also going to be one of the hardest things you've ever done in your entire life. And there's going to be days where you just don't feel like you can do one more day. And there's going to be days where you feel like you have changed the world, and there's everything in between. But like, that's just how it is. And then there's going to be, the one thing that it gives you is you get to see, like, I don't know, who your people are, like the people that get you through it. Like, I don't know, you build a relationship that's so much deeper. You know, the friends you figure out that you can call no matter what, no matter when, and they will show up and, you know, do whatever you need. You get to deepen those relationships when you go through hard times.